Welcome back to another episode of Rock Boys Football. Some big time news for the Florida Gator fans as Kahnen Daniels, 4-star running back from the state of Mississippi, has committed to the Florida Gators. Billy Napier just continuing to stick it to the haters that say he can recruit in the SEC. We've talked about this a lot. I've been a pretty big defender of Billy Napier. I'm optimistic about where this program is going. And you look at this 2024 class, it's early, but you're feeling pretty good about where the Florida Gators are going, at least on the recruiting trail. Now, before we get into it, talk a little bit about Kahnen Daniels, who I really like. I just want to say thank you to you guys. Just truly all the support you guys have shown truly means a lot. Florida Gator fans just put out our spring game preview. So go check that out if you guys are interested. But again, if you do enjoy the content, consider subscribing to the channel. We appreciate all the support you guys have shown. So let's talk a little bit about Kahnen Daniels. So you see, one of the best running backs in the country. Now offers from Alabama, Auburn, Ole Miss, Mississippi State, Texas A&M. A lot of the SEC schools wanted this kid. The Florida Gators win the recruiting battle. And what's even more exciting is I don't even think that stops other running backs from committing in this class. You saw Jarrett Gibson on campus, the number one running back in the 2024 class. Feeling pretty good about him too. And you look at this Florida Gators team, they can handle more than one running back in their class because of how much they want to run the football under Billy Napier. Now, let's take a look at Kahnen Daniels, though, because he has some interesting film to watch. We're only going to take a look at a few highlights, but basically the best player on his high school football team, they pretty much were just giving him all the ball in every chance they could get, putting him in wildcat, giving him end arounds. And what you like most about him is not only you're going to see a lot of breakaway runs because the breakaway speed is there, but the block manipulation and how he handles traffic is what's most impressive, right? You see all the top running backs coming out of high school are just built different. You know what I mean? Like they're going to be the biggest and strongest players on the football field. What makes running back special is how you can work through traffic, see blocking schemes. And I think Daniels does a phenomenal job at this, right? He's a downhill runner. He has that breakaway speed when he gets into the open field, but his vision and patience working blocking schemes is, I think, the coolest thing. And he's running all sorts of, I mean, you see their strategy here is just give this kid the ball, have everyone else block, and let him go to work. And quite frankly, that doesn't sound like that bad of a strategy to me. And you see it end arounds, wildcats. This guy can do it all. And again, you see him kind of just picking through traffic, having really good patience. And then when he sees the open field, he's off. You can see why a lot of people and a lot of programs wanted this kid. And again, you see 27th running back in the country, 3-star according to 24/7 Sports, 4-star according to the 24/7 Sports composite. But again, take a look at the offers. Every team in the SEC wanted this kid. The Florida Gators end up landing him. And take a look at the 2024 class in general. You're feeling really good about Florida, and it makes it so much easier. We talked about this a lot. When you have your 5-star quarterback in DJ Lagway, building a class around a quarterback, just it makes it so much easier to build a really strong class because guess what? The wide receivers, the running back, they want to play on an offense that is going to be explosive and it's going to put up points. And when you have that stud quarterback in DJ Lagway, who's done a phenomenal job, and he seems like he's their best recruiter in that Florida Gators program right now, it makes recruiting and building a class around a quarterback just that much easier. You see all the traction you're getting with Jeremiah Smith, the Ohio State commit, that you wouldn't have that traction if you didn't have DJ Lagway recruiting his tail off in that 2024 class. Now, what's even more exciting is you see they're sitting at 6 commits, sitting at 14th in the overall rankings, which is pretty good when you say you only have 6 commits in your class so far. 3 guys in the top 50. You're looking to round out the depth of that class, but you're feeling really good about Miles Graham, DJ Lagway, and Adarius Hayes. We talked about Adarius Hayes. He's a really interesting prospect. I think he's going to play edge when he gets to Florida. What's even more exciting, though, is you take a look at the traction they're getting with some other 5-stars. Like Jeremiah Smith, we talked about. Charles Lester, seeming like they're right in the running for him. Jarrett Gibson was on campus of Florida, and it seems like, Billy Napier is doing a phenomenal job getting these guys on campus. And one of the most important things when determining commits is how many times have they visited campus. They're getting a lot of guys on campus, and you look at Thursday night spring game, I'm really excited to see how many people or kids they get on campus for that spring game because, again, it's the only thing in town. All the other SEC programs are playing their spring games on Saturday or next Saturday. The Florida Gators, Thursday night. That's the only thing going on in the state of Florida. So I'd expect them to have a big-time recruiting weekend this weekend, having some of those guys on campus. I know they have crystal balls for Xavier, Philisami, the safety from Texas. And again, you're just feeling really good about the traction they are getting with some of these blue chipper recruits in that 2024 class. I get the concerns with the play with Billy Napier, but you see the traction he's getting on the recruiting trail. That's how I don't think people give enough credit, lack of credit, for how poorly Dan Mullen left this program for Florida. And Billy Napier, there's some work to being done. For one, there's a very different culture Billy Napier is bringing than the one that Dan Mullen did. I think Florida Gator fans have to be patient, and I think he can be really optimistic with what's going on with Florida recruiting this 2024 class. And you look back at the 2023 class, outside of the Jaden Rashada debacle, if you will, that class was pretty damn good. That was a deep class with a lot of guys in the top 200 and top 150. I'm excited to see how this Florida Gators team looks in 2023, and then more importantly, how they finish out this 2024 cycle. Again, appreciate all the support you guys have shown. Go check out the spring game preview, and then we'll be back Thursday night talking about what we see in the Florida Gators spring game as well. So if you do enjoy the content, lock in, consider subscribing to the channel. Again, just appreciate all the support you guys have shown, and we'll talk to y'all later. Peace.